Thank you, Joe. All right, I'm officially calling this meeting to order. Welcome, everybody. It's good to see everybody, and we welcome Mary Ann Peachy
Thank you.
formally, since we're on TV now.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so
And
much.
here's Sandra. Oh, good, I'm so glad. Liz just asked me if I'd heard from you, so.
Well, I'm here. I was stuck diving in the middle of the day.
Oh, especially in a day like today where it's not bad out there.
I know.
Yeah, so, but thank you for coming. Okay, so we have a little bit of a brief, a few absentees, but we do have a quorum. Susan is preoccupied with her family, she thought they were leaving, returning home today, but they're leaving tomorrow. So she's spending the last day that they're here visiting with them, and I don't blame her at all. And Anita is ill. So, and Lorelai's on her way back from vacation, but she's logged in. So she's with us remotely, and she will get our minutes done. She's reassured me about that, so she's so good.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Lorelai.
Hi. So we're good to go. All right. So, and a reminder that this is an open meeting law, and we have to adhere to those rules, which I always remind people just in case. So, we do have a quorum, as I just kind of alluded to. We have people that are absent, but we're good to go. And we have staff here. We have two of our staff people here, so we're in good shape. Okay. And did you say Alicia's coming down later on?
I think so.
So, that's fine.
Did you pass anything out by chance?
We have extra.
Did you pass anything out? Just,
Yeah, there's an extra set.
thanks.
Okay. So that's the agenda, and then you have a copy of our minutes from our last meeting that we're gonna be approving, Sandra. So, okey doke. Do we have any announcements?
Yes.
Good.
The First Baptist Church, their Memory Cafe is the fourth Saturday of this month, which is the 26th. And their little pantry outside is always looking for fill and is available if people need the food. But, they can always use more.
And I bet it will get busier if we may have some new tenants.
That's my report.
Well, I'm not gonna say anything. But I'm just saying, probably the pantry will even get bigger.
Well,
Yes.
It doesn't hold a lot.
I know.
I know, it's small, but we'll pay attention to that as time goes on, so,
Anyway, those are the two things I have.
thank you. Thanks for keeping that in, since Ian Lee isn't here to bring that up, the Memory
I
Cafe.
told her I would do it, remember?
Yes, I do remember, and you're doing a great job. So, thank you. It's important, to get the information
Both of those
out.
things are important. I know the last Memory Cafe had another couple,
A new couple?
a new couple.
Great.
I don't think they knew, but they were new to come to it, so it was good.
Actually, people do watch our board meeting, and word does get out,
Yeah.
and so it's good to use this as a platform and a way of communicating, especially since we don't have any publications or anything available nowadays. So,
And like that isn't a town thing,
no,
so it's good to just mention it.
and there's such a need, the Memory Cafe is, and Ann Lee does a great job with that. She's very talented.
Yes.
So, okay. Any other announcements?
I have one.
You have one.
I have one that came in from the community. This is about the Millie McGovern ticket booth dedication that they're going to be holding.
Oh, wow.
So they're going to make it a town-wide event. They're going to dedicate ticket booth, the ticket booth, to Millie McGovern, and it is going to be on September 15th at 6:30 p.m. And it will be the first home game of the football season.
Wow, that's so neat.
Yeah.
So we'll have details on social media in the September broadcaster, but save the date for that.
Wow. That's a great way of recognizing her.
Well, she spent her life over there.
Oh, she did. Well, I was thinking the town fair. I mean, there's so many things she was
Yes.
involved with. Yeah.
And she was at she did the tickets for the basketball games. I used to see her there.
So, thank you, Ann Liz.
Yeah.
Any other announcements? No, I don't have any today either. So then we can move on, if there's no other announcements. We can move on to the minutes of the July 10th meeting, which you received a copy of. And I do apologize, by the way, I usually send everything out to people on Friday, but I got a little sidetracked this Friday and I didn't quite get it done, so, but better late than never, so they say, so.
As long as it's up on the web on time.
It was, it was there
Yes,
yesterday,
but
so.
that's what I mean.
Not that I didn't have trouble with that. My computer changed, everything changed, and I'm having trouble since the town changed everything.
Oh, me too.
So, but I finally figured it out again. So-
John's noticing the same thing.
Yeah, it's not
Yes.
easy. Change is hard.
Very frustrating.
And I'm not a computer guru. I'm hardware, I mean, I know how to put the boards in, but I don't know how to,
I know,
Operate.
I finally walked away from it and said, okay, I gotta walk away for an hour or so and go back, so.
Yep.
So we're all in it together, we'll get through it. All right. So I hope you had time enough to review the minutes though, so that you're okay with that. And do we have any corrections or omissions or additions or anything? If not,
I
I will,
move that we accept the minutes as read.
thank you.
Second.
And we have a second from Joe Knox. Marilyn Fidel initiated the motion. Any further discussion? Okay, if not, we'll take a vote. So, I'm going to start with Lorelei so that she can, I'll start with you all the time, Lorelei, when we're going to take a vote, so that you know, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, so Lorelei, how are you going to vote?
Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you. Okay, Joe.
Yes.
Jean?
Yes.
John's not here. Mary Ann?
Yes.
Marilyn?
Yes.
Marge is a yes, and I think that covers us all who are here. All right, great. We can move on quickly. And that's bringing Sandra up to the microphone so everybody can hear her.
Yes, speaking of renters at the Baptist Church, I have some great news. The long-awaited reopening of the thrift shop is finally happening after 3.5 years. The Baptist Church has offered us rooms to rent, and it looks like we probably will be able to reopen in mid-October.
Great.
We're going to be reaching out in the next broadcaster, which I'm writing up tonight, and we're going to be looking for help to have it painted and have some shelves put up. And I'm going to be sending out a list on our website saying what we need for donations going forward. So that's very exciting news. I know everyone's been anxiously awaiting its reopening. Some people were giving up, but I never gave up. And my husband was hoping that I wasn't giving up, because our house is pretty full. So it's
Well, that's great,
news.
and that's why
It's great news.
it's going to be more traffic in that parking lot area where the little food pantry
Yes, which is great.
So, and we may have to expand that. food
So we
pantry.
both give each other visibility.
A long-range question. When the new senior citizen, the senior center is built, will it be moved there, ever?
No.
We don't have the space
So
for
it's
it.
gone forever?
Yeah. But it'll be
Plus,
great.
it was an issue. I mean, it's not impossible. But the issue
Maybe down the
is,
road.
yeah, but the issue is that it has to, and that's fine. It's because it's like the Historical Society. They pay the town, I don't know what the agreement is they have with the town, but they pay for for that space. Because the town is forbidden by law to have anybody other than a town entity in a town space. So, you know, that was part of the problem, as I understand it, is that caused some of this. And then when COVID came, we needed the space, the town needed the space, so. But, you know, I'm thrilled, I think it's a great location. center of town, just parking.
Unbelievably
Will they have,
perfect.
will they have hours
We could
posted?
use ironers.
Will there be hours for, I mean, the church, will it be open? So, I mean, how are you gonna work that?
Well, they said, we can be open whenever we would like.
Okay.
And the advantage to that is we've never been able to be open on Saturdays because the town hall's not open. So that would be nice for those who work, to be open on Saturday. So we could probably change the days we're open.
It probably will take a little time to get the word out again and to get it built back up again, but hopefully it's going to be a good location for you. Yeah.
Yes.
And the reputation of that thrift shop,
Oh, it was fantastic.
you know, you had a great reputation.
A lot of people were very, very sad.
Oh, yes, yep. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure it will be just as good as it ever was.
We just have to get the word out.
Yep, now we have to keep getting the word out, and we can bring that up under announcements at this board meeting too every month. So we remind people that it's coming.
What part of the church is it in? Will people be able to go from, without going through the main part of the church to get to it?
Right.
Yeah, which part of the church?
You know
Because,
where the food pantry is?
Yeah.
That entrance right there,
The gold-
right on the right.
The King Street
Okay.
entrance, not the
Where
Goldsmiths.
It's
the
not-
daycare used to be, those rooms.
what
Yeah,
used to
there's-
be there?
Where the daycare was?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know there was one there.
There's just a few steps off from the parking lot
Yep.
there, yeah,
Right.
up, and that's primary, gonna be the primary.
So it's not in their big room that they use?
No, not in the sanctuary or anything. The
No, no, no,
sanctuary's
I'm talking
upstairs.
about the big room.
Oh, the multi-purpose room,
There, yeah,
where they
Where
have the
they-
ham and bean suppers.
many suppers,
Right,
it's
no,
where
it's
they
not
do the
gonna be-
memory cafe and all. Yeah, it's
No.
not,
Part of the
okay.
church.
No,
I didn't think it would be, but.
well, I wasn't involved in that decision, but anyway, I just know that, you know, they've taken, there's a lot of space in that church, so. All right.
That's good news.
Yes, it is. It's exciting news for the Friends, I think, so.
Oh, yeah.
And outreach can start getting the word out.
Yes, they
Two.
still, people still stop in, so now we have something we can give them.
Yep, can tell them. Look forward to October,
Yep.
so hopefully it'll all be ready by then. Okay, any other questions for Sandra? That's great, Sandra.
It is, it's excellent.
All right, then we're going to move on to reports. The director's report.
Okay. Thank you, Marge. So I've got my screen shared here. We're in a new fiscal year. So new chart, new stats coming up. So for July, event sign-ins, pretty high, 117 sign-ins. We provided 188 rides in the month of July. We had 807 total outreach interactions, and then broken down between the under and over 60s below that. And for over 60 outreach interactions, we had, I've highlighted it in red because it surpassed our highest number for FY23 interactions in a single month. So congratulations to the outreach team on doing that. Now, when I say so when I say interactions, that could be a single person coming in for fuel assistance, food stamps, and grocery store gift cards. So an interaction would be 3 different things for one person. So what I'm doing new for this fiscal year is counting the unduplicated people who come in for just one thing. So I'm counting that person one time, not the number of interactions or things they get assistance with, but how many individual people come through the door or call for assistance. So I'm going to be tracking both of those things on this spreadsheet, and we're off to a smashing start.
I guess so.
Thank you, team.
Just curious, Liz, you know, when our new center's coming, and when that happens, are we going to have any technology that will help you people with that documentation? We are.
Yes, so
Good.
right now we use a database called My Senior Center where we track everything, and because our main office is upstairs and we mainly don't see people coming in through the
Right.
front door ever, well, the back door, the side door, whichever door you might come in through, there's no central spot to see who's coming in and track those folks. Typically, a senior center has a touch screen right as you walk in the door, and you scan your card and tap, tap, tap. These are the programs that are happening today, and these are the ones you're attending. You check yourself in, and then you go on your way. If we had a central location here, we'd have our touch screen set up, but we don't. So in the new center, right at the front desk, that nice horseshoe-shaped front desk that we have planned, we will have our check-in station with My Senior Center. We have My Senior Center, but we have to collect all the paper sheets from sign-ins and then manually enter them into the database where they track these numbers, and we can run reports, and we can.
It's gonna be so much more
Yeah,
efficient.
yeah,
Ooh, yeah.
yeah. But the data still is only as good as the people
And
scanning their cards,
That's
signing
true,
themselves in.
that's true.
It's up to staff to document all these things, and at the end of the day, sometimes it's just not possible to remember every single thing you helped with. So I always want to add an additional 10% onto these numbers, but I don't because, data. But I can only assume it's a little bit higher than what we have actually tracked.
That's exciting, actually, Bill.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
Yes, indeed.
Something to look forward to, and we can help as time goes on, when we get closer to that grand opening, educating people about that.
Mm-hmm.
So, great,
Very exciting.
yes.
I had a note here to inform the board of some donations that came in. We had two donors donate to TRED, and they both wanted to remain anonymous. So that was about $1,000 that came in for TRED. And then the Friends of the Council on Aging donated $30 to the New Building Gift Fund, and that was from the annual appeal, I think the annual appeal letter. So received a check for $30 for the New Building Gift Fund.
Great.
And then everything else I have to report on, TRED and New Building, I can save for when that comes up in the agenda, if that's okay. And
Okay, that's
since
great.
Nicole is not here, I can do her report, if you'd like.
I'd love it.
Okay. Nicole couldn't be with us today, so I'm going to highlight some of the September activities that she has coming up. Actually, before I do that, I want to remind people of the annual summer barbecue that State Rep Arciero and Senator Eldridge put on for us every year. That is on the 30th this year, so it's a Wednesday, the last Wednesday of the month. We already have 88 people signed up for that event, so if you haven't signed up yet, please get your name on the list so we can ensure we have plenty of food, plenty of cake, plenty of drinks for everybody. No limit on how many attend, just we need to have an accurate head count.
I was just gonna say, because usually that draws a lot of the select board members, et
Yes.
cetera. It's a political thing too, so,
Yes.
yeah.
So save the date for that, or make sure you're on the list. And then coming up in September, we have the Mass General Hospital Blood Drive, Bloodmobile coming back to us, and that's on September 12th. They'll be here starting at 9:30. You can register online for this. Nicole has posters made where you can scan the QR code, or there is a link that is on our social media right now. You can click the link and choose your time slot. When the day of comes, you come right into the senior diner to register yourself and walk right over to the Bloodmobile.
Oh, we're getting so efficient.
I know.
Jeez.
I think this is the third time we've had the Bloodmobile come to us. Some other things coming up. We have another free Kimball's trip, so free ice cream at
That was
Kimball's.
so fun.
Yes.
So fun.
Yes.
Yes.
So RSVP, same thing to Cheryl Ball in Acton, because this is a little regional grant that we have with Boxborough and Acton. That's going to be on September 20th. And then our very popular AARP Smart Driver course is coming back again, and that's on the 21st, 9 to 2 with lunch provided. I believe you can get some sort of discount on your driver or your insurance if you take this course, so that was very popular last year, so save the date for that as well. Then we also have several other lunch and learns, a strawberry shortcake social, regional food favorites from yesterday and today, dehydration talk, lots of lunch and learns coming up. I won't spoil them all, save it for the newsletter, but that is what Nicole has planned for us all coming up.
Lots of busy things going on.
This
Really.
fall is, back in
Yeah.
in the swing.
Food is very important.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, and that's director and assistant director.
Thank you. Thank you ever so much. So now we have the 2 outreach workers here. Amy's coming up.
Right, so I just received an email last week from Philip Riani over at Salvation Army. They are closing the application season for Good Neighbor Energy Fund. So as of August 25th, we will no longer be able to submit applications to that program to assist people with their oil or heating bills. Again, Good Neighbor Energy Fund is a fund that you can apply to for assistance with your oil or heat if you fall outside of the eligibility criteria for fuel assistance with SMOC. So this is for those people that are just above that income cap and they can still get help. So this is why we always encourage everybody to come and let us know what they're dealing with so we can try and help them with applying for these
Soon,
programs.
too.
Yeah, so August 25th is next week. We want to
Yeah.
make sure that we get any of these straggling applications in with the necessary documentation so we can get them the help that they need. Next is SMOC. They are going to be opening up their application season again. Usually people are starting to receive their applications if they're a returning customer of theirs. Consumer, I guess, would be the more appropriate term. So they will be sending those out in September is usually when people start receiving them. So just look for that legal document that comes in a pretty color every year. And make sure that you come in to see Alicia or I so we can help you with getting it submitted and keep track of it, because there was quite a dilemma with that this year. There was a lot of applications that need to be resent, following up with SMOC, and it's easier on our end if we are the initial people to submit it, because we have a way of tracking that. So we can resubmit things if needed, and then it's time-stamped with the previous email. So we just encourage everybody to utilize our assistance with applying for fuel assistance through SMOC.
SMOC is Southern
South
Middlesex.
Middlesex Opportunity Council. They are a nonprofit organization that houses the fuel assistance program. So, and they serve the Littleton area. You can only apply through SMOC if you're in Littleton. They cover other towns, but we can't go to any other agency for fuel assistance. So, TRED applications have been mailed out to a record number of possible applicants. I believe it was up in the 20s this year. We've received a few. Some are in progress. So we're here to help people with that application process as much as they need it. So we encourage you to give us a call. And I believe that's everything. Oh, and I wanted to thank the Friends for helping me last week. I had something come across my desk, and I went running over, and Sandra helped out and let me come in and interrupt her meeting, and they provided some assistance to a low-income senior in town. I was very grateful for that. So thank you to the Friends.
Made it easy for myself. Amy covered a ton. I just wanted to add, this is the time of year when I start becoming really annoying about open enrollment for Medicare. So excuse me if every meeting I talk about it. But open enrollment does start October 15th through December 7th. So we are going to have a little bit of an informational session at the end of September. I'll be kind of having like a coffee hour, and just if you have general questions, or what does open enrollment mean for me or look like for me, or what should I bring to my appointment, or even to make an appointment, you can come on in that day or anytime, give us a call, and we can make an appointment for that. So just keep an eye out for different open enrollment things that you might get in the mail, and any questions that come up, feel free to give us a call. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Yeah.
As usual, you do a great job. There's no question about it. So, no question. I don't have a question. Far from it. I'm just so grateful. We're very fortunate here in Littleton with the staff that we have. We really are. So, okay. So, I think we're done with the reports. The director's report, the assistant director's report, and the outreach coordinator's report.
I would like to make a motion to approve the reports that the directors have done as read.
And the outreach workers?
The three,
Oh, the three
yeah, the
reports.
three reports.
Okay. And thank you very much, Jean. So we have a motion on the table. Any further discussion about that? They were wonderful reports, thank you all, as usual. If you don't educate us, it's hard to even keep it all up here. You know, and I'm sure that everybody's sitting here thinking, you know, oh, I gotta remember that, but it is hard. There's so much information to always pay attention to, so thank you. Alrighty, we have a motion on the floor. Any other discussion? No? Then let's start it off with Lorelei.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Joe?
Yes.
Jean?
Yes.
Mary Ann?
Yes.
Marilyn?
Yes.
And Marge is a yes. So I think we have a unanimous vote. Thank you very much. And we now can get right down to our old business, which is, first item always is a senior center project update. And things are still moving,
They are moving along.
so we're gonna let, oh, everybody's excited over here. So what's the latest, Liz?
Well, the digging in the parking lot is not for us. Which a lot of people
And I said, well,
thought.
it's over there, but maybe it's.
Yeah. That's the sewer project, it's not us yet.
We're getting there.
Yeah. Due to our last minute design changes to bring our costs down as much as we could, our date got moved back. We're not breaking ground in August, it's August now. We're looking at November-ish, but it's all dependent on the weather at this point for winter. Will we actually break ground in November or save it for later in the spring? That's to be seen. So the pre-qualification of bids is complete. I'm not sure if I told this group or not, but we had over 100 applicants for all of the different trades. They did their very extensive pre-qualification checklist for every person or every entity that applied. I believe only 3 out of the 100 didn't meet the standards of pre-qualification. So now the next step is the actual bid process, which is open for 4 to 5 weeks, starting in September. So Vertex Companies, who is our OPM, our project manager, they manage all of this for us, so they are doing the bid procurement. On August 17th, our architect and OPM are going before the planning board at 6:45. Should be pretty straightforward. They've submitted all their site plans and details, and it's all up on the town website if you want to go through and look through the documents. But it should be a pretty straightforward meeting with the planning board, and that's August 17th, this week, 6:45.
Is that for their complete review to approve,
I believe so.
or just the initial application?
I think this is actually their first time going before the planning board with all of the documentation. On the other side of things, not the grand scheme things, the nitty-gritty side, we are going through. We met with LCTV and our information technology department and went through all of the floor plans to determine where we're having electrical outlets, internet, cable drops through every room. We discussed the security camera situation, camera placements for LCTV, for audiovisual capabilities. And then I had many extensive conversations with folks in town who are on a pool league, and they participate over in Westford. So I've got some great specifications from Jerry and Bob about the requirements of an official pool league regulation room. So able to last minute make some tweaks to our designs and our needs for that room. So I'm very appreciative to Jerry and Bob, because I would have had no idea about the specifications of a pool table and the 59 inches exactly that need to go around the tables. So that was great timing on their part that they reached out, and I'm glad they did.
Oh,
And
nice.
we will be regulation sized. And that's it for the new building at the moment.
All good,
All good.
all good.
A little
Just
slower than I'd like, but all
Right,
good.
but, you know, and the money's all in the budget.
The money's
And people
allocated.
often don't realize that, I don't think, so, but everything has been budgeted for, is correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought, and I know some people aren't very clear on that, so. All right, any questions for Liz? No? Okay, that's the update on the senior center, so. Now, our primary focus, as I indicated when I sent you out the material for the meeting today, is, excuse me, the senior tax relief programs. There's a lot of senior tax relief programs available in this town. And there is a work group, town group with select board members involved even. And they've been working very hard because people recognize that there's lack of education and people don't even know that some of these things are available to them. So, and the COA board needs to help in that endeavor to educate people and to get the word out. So, as we go through this, the senior tax relief update has many programs, and I think Liz can address that. There's going to be a special insert in the broadcaster coming out. Okay, and thank you. Is this the insert that will be going into the broadcast? Wonderful. I mean, I don't think all the board members even are fully educated about this. We know about TRED, we know about certain programs, but we just don't recognize and know everything about all of them. So, thank you, Liz. Can you
Would
speak
like
to
me
that?
to?
Yeah,
Sure, sure. So Anita originally was going to speak to this because she's very involved in the committee and she's also works with the assessors very closely. But out of that committee, for awareness about senior tax relief in town, they came up with several different ideas on how we can actually make that happen, how we can let people know. One of the ways was to get this in front of everyone, the 8 or 9 different tax relief programs that are available to Littleton residents. This is going to be put into the broadcaster in October, and this is also going to be mailed out to households who meet a certain set of criteria that we're going to narrow down so it doesn't go to every single household for people it doesn't apply to. So this is going to go out. So that's step one. The other part of the awareness campaign is to hold 2 different information sessions and, of course, in typical fashion for us, pair them with a lunch or a dinner. So on October 19th at 5, we're going to be having a lunch and learn dinner, or dinner and learn. And then on the 25th of October at noon, we're going to be having a lunch and learn. And the assessors are going to help us with this question and answer everything you wanted to know about senior property tax relief in Littleton, how you can qualify, what the different criteria are, and our experts will be in the room to help you learn more. So thank you to Anita for spearheading this and that committee that she's on, and the assessor's office for assisting and reviewing this chart for us in great detail. So,
and I'm going to ask the board members, please make yourself available to attend some of these events and to support their efforts and to help get the word out. It's so important to get the word out about all of these programs. And I think we have a key role that we can play as board members, so if it's just even attending one of those special dates that Liz just alluded to.
Is there a lunch and a dinner? Is it 2 separate?
yep,
On the same date?
different dates.
Different dates.
The 19th is the dinner.
Okay.
On the 25th is the lunch. And these are in October. And they will be in the broadcaster, trying to hit different crowds, people who can come at lunchtime, people who can come at dinner time.
Yeah, and it would be good to have board members present, so
Yeah.
I'm asking people to.
Some of these
cognizant of
programs, sorry, Marge.
No,
Some
go
of
ahead.
these programs only have like 3 residents enrolled in them. So clearly, people don't know they exist, don't know that they might qualify for something, so the more people we can get this in front of, the better.
Who runs these programs? Like where it says clause 17D, is there a department that's running that or?
So that all comes from, I want to say Mass General Law, and then the town adopts the different clauses.
Okay.
But Liz, who's responsible for all of these?
The assessor's office. So
Okay.
they have the applications,
Yeah.
and they do the application to your
Yeah.
tax bills.
That's,
And I know that, I think isn't it Chuck DeCoste and Gary Wilson?
Yep.
Both have been involved in the committee. That Anita, our board member, she's done a great job representing the COA board on that, and she has a lot of experience working in the assessor's office anyway, so that was.
That's helpful.
It was helpful to her, yes. And she's done a great job, I think, helping and representing the COA board in that whole process. So we need to make sure that we are going to step up and help where we can. I'm not knowledgeable about any of it. I openly admit it. I'm just totally ignorant, so it's going to be a learning process for myself, I'm sure for most of us. So.
Well, you know about TRED, that's the pink line.
No, there we go. TRED I know about.
Yes.
TRED is one,
TRED.
and I've actually got, TRED stands for Tax Relief for the Elderly and Disabled. I got that, I mastered that one. And I know that it's the only one that is totally dependent on personal donations to be funded. There is no funding from the town, from the state, from anybody. And so, and we have a lot of people that have used this program.
How many people use it?
Great segue into. So let me give you some historical data.
Yes, please do.
Oh, that was done on purpose.
Yeah, you knew, you saw.
She handed me the note.
Okay, so this program has grown over the years, part thanks to our outreach workers who let people know, encourage people to apply, and actually help them do the application. So in fiscal year 2020, we had 13 applicants, 21, we had 13 applicants, FY22, we had 15 applicants, FY23 last year, we had 18 applicants, and so far this year, we haven't met the deadline yet, but we have 22 known potential applicants.
Wow.
So, over those several years, it's tax relief for the elderly and disabled. So technically, you could have somebody who is younger. Historically, we've never had anyone under the age of 55. So it is 99% over 60 at this point right now. The balance is, like Marge said, completely dependent on donations. And it's looking a little concerning so far this year. So the average amount that we give to these applicants depends on their life circumstances and what they fill out in their application, what they have for what's going on in their life, their expenses, everything. All of that is taken into account when we divvy this up. So the average amount usually is between $1,600 to $500. It's gone as high as $2,400 to a single individual. Last year, the average amount given was $1,083. But if I'm looking back historically, at this time last year, we had $23,000 in the TRED account. Current to date, we have $17,000. So we're a little low. We're a little low in the TRED account. I would like to make an appeal to anyone out there listening. If you would like to support seniors in town for their property taxes, they can donate to this fund. There's a handy link right online where you can do Unipay and do it with your card right on the internet. You don't even have to write out a check.
Do local businesses support it all?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, occasionally. occasionally.
It's all in getting the word out, I think, that people, you know, and
Yeah.
But there's never been any word out about this, you know.
well, we were fortunate that we've had some donations, people that were
People
donating.
that didn't know, but I'm sure there are plenty of people in town that have the ability to donate, but know nothing about it.
Well, that's why we're talking about it right now.
Right, and it needs to be more than just the COA board, because you need to hit the younger working people as well as the seniors that watch this. Because a lot of seniors are having the troubles making
And this is
ends meet.
exactly why this subcommittee has been put together with select board members even, and the assessor's office, and the COA, you know, board being represented by Anita. But that's why they have recognized that there is a huge need to educate people.
That's right.
And that's, you heard, and Liz already talked about, some events have been planned already,
Yes.
you know, to have
But
that.
that's, and it needs to be more
Right.
than just the seniors.
Well-
Because they need to know, so I can donate.
Well, we have to, we're focused on the seniors.
Yes, we are, but,
Yeah.
you know, it needs to go.
So as
Above
time
and
goes
beyond.
on, I think we can get the word
Now
out.
now that we have that new web site for our town, is there a place there that you could put out in the community, donation needs? And like a, you know, like the library, we will flash something across our website, and that reaches all populations, right? But is there anything on the site that would have, you know, people are always looking for tax donations.
Yeah. That's
right.
You know, to
I can talk-
donate.
I'll talk to IT about that.
You know, a list of things that people of Littleton could donate their money to. Because more populations would access the website,
Mhm.
different ages and everything
Right,
would see
yeah.
that.
And you're talking too about the future too. You had mentioned 2 board members from the Board of Selectmen. I haven't seen it yet. I wonder if a presentation could be made at a selectmen's meeting that talks only about TRED and where the money comes from. And we need local businesses, we need local people to do it. And we're in such a bind, if we're down at $17,000 and we have this many applicants, where do we find the money right now?
Right.
I don't know how much money the Friends might have that in this certain circumstance, since we're down almost 10,000 or 6,000, whatever it is, whether you could make a substantial donation this year until we get a coverage by this, not even by the select board, have them be part of it, obviously, because it's a lot more effective that way, but have a presentation made at a meeting, because obviously the people who watch that, there's a lot more people watching that than are watching our meetings.
Right.
Interesting you mentioned that, Joe, because that was brought up, and we've talked, I know I've talked with Anita, and I think Liz has too. Because Anita was going to be talking to Gary, the chair of the select board now, to see if, I think she could do a presentation, because she's representing the COA board anyway in the subcommittee. The task force has been working on this, so, am I correct in that?
You are correct.
Yeah.
And the other thing to know about this account is we can only divvy out 70% of the fund, and 30% needs to remain.
So that means we need
have
even
less,
more.
I think.
Yes, we need even more,
So
though.
you can't empty the bank
No,
right now.
no,
Right.
So we have a real bind right now.
Yes.
That's,
yes, we do. So,
can a request be made to the Friends for assistance on this? Sam?
we can make a request.
We're-
I think, yeah, I think we should make the request.
And not to rely upon it every year, but for right now, to get us through
For this year.
this problem, I shouldn't say problem, but well, it is
Need.
a problem.
It's
on-
a
on
need.
funding.
It's-
The need right now. And then we can, along with the board, the select board and other people, make that announcement and get it out in different ways.
Yeah. And I think it would be
The
helpful.
website being one of them.
If you have people are always looking for donations
Especially,
for their taxes, but if you have a clear list of boom, 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 what to do, how to do it, you're reaching out to everybody.
Yeah, maybe, you're right.
And
I'll
some
see
of
what I
this-
can get
Yeah,
on
maybe
the
we can
website.
if you do it, if you get something out around the October, November timeframe, a lot of seniors get their IRA distributions. And wait,
Quarterly, yeah.
okay, they get it at the end of the year. And the donations, if you make it directly from your IRA, it's that much less tax. Say you're going to get $20,000 from your IRA distribution this year, but you want to donate $1,000 to TRED. That means you're only taxed on $19,000. You're not taxed. Well, seniors want more of those so that they can lessen their tax burden. So if you get stuff out before people are getting their IRA distributions.
Good point, good point. Yep.
TRED is usually on the front page of every September newsletter. But I'll see what I can do with IT to get
Yeah.
an easy click button of some sort right on the main page.
And something, even if you mention something with the IRA, in fact, it was someone from Indian Hill many years ago that told me about that.
Okay.
And so since then, I've always donated to, well, it's now Groton. I've donated because it saved me enough tax dollars.
Well, what about
And
us
I,
now?
do- I- you know, so,
We're here too.
well, it's not IRA distribution yet, but I meant there's, you know,
No, I'm only
I know,
kidding you,
but, no, because I'm against us giving money for pets, so I don't think I want to. But that's, yeah, for pets.
But if you had something for the website to donate,
Yeah.
for Littleton donations, if you had even
Yeah.
you know, a
Yeah, we can do
bulletin,
that, I think.
a flyer to put up, like when you walked into the building, you know, community, help your community, and have these, this is where to donate, and put it up at the library, because people are always looking to make donations in their town to help out.
Because they want to pay less taxes.
Some just want to help too.
Yeah.
Right.
And so if they want to, yeah.
Marge, would you mind if I jump in and clarify the pet?
Yes,
So are
Please
you
do.
talking about the TRED fund supporting pets? Because
I'm talking about the Friends supporting pets.
the Friends supporting pets. Well, the Friends are separate from us.
Right.
Okay. We also have a veterinary care fund, the Bradford Sampson Fund. That is not through donations, that is not through operating budget, that comes straight from a trust fund that gets voted on every year at town meeting. And we're currently at 0 for that. We've used it all up. So that is at 0 until town meeting in the fall.
I think there's oftentimes a lot of misunderstanding about, you know, what a fund is too, so,
Yeah.
yeah, but, no. All right. To go back to the TRED program, I think it would be nice if we actually took a vote about requesting $10,000 from the Friends for the TRED program. I mean, I just think it would be better to have it be a formal thing that we are moving forward and requesting this.
It's not a bad idea. I have no idea what your fundings are, but this, in this situation, I think it's important for this upcoming year.
It is, I think that, and I don't think that would, I don't think that they're going to be handicapped a huge amount, you know, with that. My understanding, I mean, their funds are a matter of public record because they're a nonprofit organization. So I think they have the money. That's what I'm trying to say in a nice way, but but I have no, you know, I don't have that data in front of me, but.
And they're separate, and they can make up their own mind.
This is exactly right.
But we
This
can
is
make
why-
that suggestion to them.
That's
all.
why I think we should make it a formal suggestion, and now, then Sandra can go back to her group with that suggestion for the TRED program I'm talking about now.
Well, at the next meeting, Liz, you can make the request if you come to our meeting.
Could the COA board take a vote and write the letter? And I wouldn't mind presenting on behalf of the COA board.
Absolutely, we can, so.
Do you have an amount that we're talking?
We were talking $10,000. I think when Joe was talking about the deficit, it was,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was concerned when it was 17, and you know, why not just take the vote, ask for it, have a letter be made, and it's up to
It's a
them.
done deal then, you know, too. We don't, yeah, and Liz just tested, she goes to the meeting, she can convey it or send it to Sandra, right?
I would make that motion then that we,
Yep.
as a board, we suggest that if they can provide this, then it would be deeply appreciated. I don't know how you want to word that, but
That sounded good.
Provide $10,000 toward the TRED
Sure,
program.
the TRED fund,
That's
yes.
fine.
Okay, any further discussion about that? No? Then let's take a vote. Marilyn?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't, I promised Lorelei I was
we need
gonna.
a second.
I do have,
Second.
I'll second. Thank you, I'm sorry, I messed up there. Thank you for keeping me honest.
Yes.
So, now I can go back and let Lorelei be. I told her I was gonna ask her first always, but so, Lorelei, you there? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, now, Joe.
Yes.
Okay, Jean,
Yes?
Mary Ann,
Absolutely, yes.
Marilyn,
Yes.
and Marge Payne is a yes. So I would say that's a unanimous vote. And I will put together a a letter expressing the vote and everything and give it to you, Liz, okay? So, great, thank you all. I think that's great because that was disturbing me. The one program I do know a lot about is the TRED program. I mean, I don't know a lot about these others and I'm gonna have to learn, but,
When is the next Friends meeting?
The first Wednesday in September. I believe that's September 6th.
September 6th?
I can.
Yes, the first
they
Wednesday.
have their meetings in the library, Jean.
In the Murray Room.
I'd love for a COA board member to join me.
Hmm?
I'd love for a COA board member to join me.
Yes, I try to be there, but you know, I never know from, but if you, yeah, I think it would be nice to, you should go.
What time is it? It's 10 o'clock, the
10:30.
first Wednesday.
And the first Wednesday.
Oh, 10:30.
I'm
I'll
sorry.
be
the
away.
date Again.
September 6th?
We'll let you be away again.
And what room is it, Sandra?
In the Murray Room.
I've never had any cases before like this.
Oh, nice. All right, great. Okay. I think that kind of covers, and I think the point has been made. We really, need to get ourselves out there and support the town group that is working on this whole project, the assessor's office and the select board members, et cetera. So, and help out. And that's a great job for the COA board to be doing right now this fall. So, just want to get that word out to the board as well as to the public. And so, and come out to meetings so that you get information and you learn more yourself. We're going to be learning too. We don't pretend to know it all, that's for sure. So, all right. Now we go down to new business and board member update. And I did have a comment from Susan Lander about board member updates. She sent me an email when she wasn't going to be able to make it today. And she said, I do have some information to be included in the board member updates. The Affordable Housing Trust has reorganized. Anna Houston is chair, Bartlett Harvey is vice chair, and Angus Michaels is the clerk.
Oh.
So that's the new, et cetera. And then she goes on and talks about in an agreement with the developer of Durkee Farms, a 5-acre parcel, including the farmhouse and the barn, were to be deeded to the Affordable Housing Trust. The developer is ready to do so, but there are some complications at this time. The trust voted at its last meeting to accept the deed, and the planning board voted to support that. But there are some legal hurdles. The trust has yet to decide exactly what to do with the property. Can it be reasonably rehabbed? And that's, I guess, where that is at. Susan does represent us on the Affordable Housing Trust, and that is an appointment that is made. It's not just, and she's been very diligent in participating in those meetings and paying attention to what's going on with that. So, just for Mary Ann's, knowledge, and maybe Jean, I don't know if she was aware of that. The COA board does have a couple of positions that are appointments that come, and that was one of them, so. And Susan is a voting member of the, I think, the Affordable Housing Trust, so. Okay, I just wanted to make, took the time to give that to me, so I wanted to be sure to acknowledge that. Are there any other updates from board members? No?
The last two TAC meetings have not had a quorum, so we haven't been able to have a meeting.
Oh, well, sign of the times, I guess, huh?
Well, I'm wondering, is it the time? It's Tuesdays at 5:30.
Oh, that's a tough time, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if that's,
They'll figure it out, I'm sure, sooner or
or
later.
they will, sooner or later.
Yep. Okay. All right, and the next item on the agenda was, and it's getting late. I didn't get this done too quickly, but we're working on it. So, is Rules and Regulations Annual Review. And it's down there because it is in our rules and regulations that we will review them every year at our annual meeting. And I have to be honest, Mary Ann Peachy is seeing the manual for the first time today.
Yeah.
So she has not had a chance.
This is my homework, I guess.
Yeah. So I've never been so delinquent in getting information out, but anyway. And so it raises the question, though, it might be a good idea to have a little working subcommittee, 2 or 3 board members who would be willing to sit down and go through the rules and regs and bring back recommendations, or, just say, we didn't come across anything that we felt needed to be changed or updated at this point. It would be more efficient, perhaps, than having us do it as a group.
I think so.
So I don't know how
I'm
you,
happy to be on it.
would you like to be on that? Okay, anybody else willing to donate? It probably would take an hour and a half.
It wouldn't take very long. It shouldn't take very long.
No. I mean, everybody can go over it on their own. And there was an update made on 7/11/2022, as I pointed out to everybody. So we've been pretty good about keeping this. I think we ended up re-adding the secretary, and that's what the update was last time. Because we had removed the secretary, we didn't have one for so long. But we reinserted that, and that was the change, I think, that was done in July, if I recall correctly. So, I'm suggesting that. How do you feel about it? Do you want to have a little, Marilyn's offered to help? We just need.
I'll do it, Marilyn.
Okay.
Oh, all right, do. Anybody else want to participate, or 2's good? More efficient, probably. The more people you get, sometimes you get bogged down, which is true.
Yeah, I'd like to assimilate what's in here.
Oh, I don't
before-
blame you.
Yeah.
So.
And just because we're doing it, suggestions can come from anybody.
Oh,
That's
well,
right,
oh,
that's
yeah.
exactly
Yes, John
right.
And we
I
might
will.
miss something that is very important.
Well, that's true, you might spot something,
Because
because,
as my daughter says, poverty's perfect. Just remember that.
and you must understand that this manual, it was developed over a period of time. I recall when I first joined the board, we had no manual at all. There was nothing. No rules and regs. That were clearly defined. It was, so, it's just, this has been a process, and it needs to be updated and changed and modified, and, and there are things in here that are, some of them are the laws that we have to follow. So, you can all do whatever, but the thing that you're really gonna be looking at is just the rules and regulations.
Right.
You two.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Do you think you can do it in a month and could be ready?
Yep.
Wonderful. That's a great solution. Thank you. So, thank you for your willingness to help out. We have Marilyn and Jean taking the lead in this. Okay. Having said that, and that gives you plenty of time to,
Yeah, John and I will
and call me anytime if you have questions about the manual.
certainly, yep.
Please do. So, all right, do we have any other business that needs to come before the board today? Hearing none, I can entertain a motion.
Is there any public? Is there any public input?
Oh, is there any public input? That's a good question, Liz, but
Yeah.
I was
Anybody
just,
online?
okay.
I'll move that we adjourn.
All right, we have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
4 o'clock. Wow, that's really early.
Well, we're doing pretty good today. I was trying to keep it good.
Right along.
Yeah, well, so we have a motion, and do we have a second? You seconded.
Nobody who's logged in.
Mary Ann Peachy seconded.
This is all top secret.
Okay, we're taking the vote.
Yep.
Any discussion about this
Streaming
now?
live.
Nothing that's said in this room leaves this room.
This is public still. It's streaming live.
Yeah. Okay, Lorelei, we're taking a vote on whether to adjourn. She there? Okay.
She said
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Joe?
Yep.
Jean?
Yes.
Mary Ann?
Yes, please.
Marilyn?
Yep.
Marge, yes. And I think we are adjourned officially.